anticipation.
It's gotta be good.
If I get thrown out, I'll go live with my mom.
Mama, get off the mallet.
Welcome to the Real Estate and Chill podcast, the newest and coolest podcast. So tune in. Two experts discussing the real estate market. Loan officer James Chudley and associate real estate broker Kevin Iglesias. Beware, this is not another boring podcast. This right here is the shit you need to hear. Respectfully.
Welcome back to the newest episode of the Real Estate and Chill podcast. I'm your host, James Shatter from United Mortgage, here with
Kevin Iglesias, associate broker. Today in the building, once again, a VIP guest all the way from Serhant, all the way from New York City, originally from Kansas, but he skipped out on the yellow brick road to come and sell real estate in the Big Apple, the city that doesn't sleep, the city that doesn't miss a beat. We got Samir Vogan in the building. Let's go!
Hey, what's happening, everyone? I love that. Let's go.
it's going to get all on your hair.
Hell yeah. How am I doing? Oh,
Good,
dude,
good,
this
good,
is
good,
awesome. This is freaking great, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. What an intro. Confetti.
Did you practice that intro before?
Nah,
Come on,
don't practice.
Good with the
The
intro.
yellow brick road, baby. Yeah, absolutely. Followed it all the way to New York City.
Now he's on the Lundgren Team.
I
Serhant,
am. Yep.
Killing it, crushing the market.
Been with Niall for 3 years now, so it's been going good. Since I got to New York City, we can start how I met him or anything like that, but I've been with him ever since.
Just introduce
Just
yourself
got
really
here.
quick for our
Yeah.
audience, please.
So Samir Vogan, I work at Serhant Real Estate. Been in the city for 3 years now, I work with Niall Lundgren, who's also at Serhant. You guys had him on the show.
Our first guest.
Yeah, first. I didn't know he was the first guest.
Yeah, perfect guest.
Of course.
Our first guest from Serhant. He's
Of
off
course.
the walls, man.
Yeah.
Off the walls.
Yeah,
We
it's
got to
a
bring
good-
it back.
Starts the energy off right. That's the way to start a show. Come out with a bang. So, but yeah, it's been a great journey, and now we're at Serhant. We started with Ryan in the company like April. Really started going in May of last year. Before that, we were with Compass. Now I was with them for a lot longer. I joined second I got to the city. So, other than that, yeah.
What brought you to New York City?
Let's see. The opportunity to live in a new city. I'm from Kansas, right? Born and raised. Went to school there, and everything like that. So, I got out of school 2015, graduated college, whatever. I got an international business degree. So, pretty much it was get a job. I was interviewing for a lot of companies to move to England, different parts of the world, and basically work for a U.S. company and do operations and management over there. But I was oldest of 5 to a single mom, so I was young. I was 23. I was things weren't really in the place for me to just up and graduate and then immediately move overseas. So one of my good friends, her mom had a killer real estate team in Kansas City. And she was like, Samir, you'd be good at real estate. Have you ever thought about it? And of course, everyone has a general interest in it. Whether it's
Real estate is sexy.
Yeah, exactly. It's sexy. You got the suits and the shows, and you're watching everything, and you see people that are balling and stuff like that. So it's I love it, and it's a chance to get into sales and really build yourself up. It's exciting, and there's no limit to how much you can make.
Sky's the limit. There's
Sky's
no
the
cap.
limit.
Yeah.
Right. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and I love talking to people and dealing with different situations, and really it doesn't matter. Every single deal in New York in real estate is different. So you're always dealing with something different.
Different personalities, different deal, different transaction.
Every
100%.
single
Everything.
person I talk to has a different situation. You are 100% right.
Exactly. And I love that aspect of it. So she's like, yeah, you should get into it. So, took the class, whatever, and then, started from there. While I was doing that, when you first start off, you're transitioning, whether you're bartending or something like that. So I was actually a special education's para at a high school and D coordinator for a high school football team. Wow. So I did that. And then, as I was getting started and then once business picked up, obviously, couldn't do the day job. I was still coaching football a little bit because I was transitioning out of playing in college, and then went full-time, and it was great. It gets to a point where I was looking at myself, and I was 25, whatever, and it's like, all right, kind of gets to a point where, am I here? Is this what I'm going to be doing? Am I always just going to be stuck in Kansas City, selling in the suburbs? And my life got to a point where I really wanted to make a move, and so I kind of made sure my family situation was okay and did a couple different things, I flipped a couple houses and, built up some money and equity to be able to make the move in a smart way. And so it's like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. End up meeting a girl and settling down.
The rest is history.
The rest is history, man. You're there for life. So, yeah, man, I just made a year-long plan, did everything I said I was going to do with that, and then just, moved out here.
So flips in Kansas, because we haven't had a guest that is from Kansas, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What does that look like down there? What are the price points?
So I would target everything in the it's for one, it's a booming market. I mean, there's always every single house, at least, once a week or twice a month, every single house is getting buy homes for cash. People are all different types of businesses out there for the flips. So if you know a lot of people, though, you can find off-market deals that are pretty enticing. So I would target anything from $150K to $175K.
Damn, I wish it was like that.
Dude, I know. I know, man. My general price point, even on the listing side of things, the real estate, it's $250K. If I
really, damn, that's
cheap. Anything above that I was like, hell yeah, I'm crushing.
Luxury agent.
Luxury, yeah, exactly. $300K. And there's, but I say the average man, you can get a 5-bedroom, 4-bath for $550K, the best, public school in yeah, man. In Kansas, get a great education.
So comparing the markets now, $250K, you can't buy anything.
Nah. No, dude.
Nothing at all.
No,
I mean,
man.
rent prices are insane. You pay a little cube. It's $2,000, maybe even more, depending on the location.
Yeah, so my first flip was bought a house for $185, put $30K into it, and I sold it for $275.
Damn, we need to go to Kansas. That's what.
Yeah, honestly, I've been seeing a lot of people that have been
out of state, right?
Yeah, been investing out of state, into these different places because
100%.
cap rates could be higher. It could be a booming market, as you just said. And a lot of people are moving out there. They're moving out of New York, moving into these places. Not people who want to live there per se, but just they're open to the idea of moving their business to another place.
Absolutely. Nashville's a big one right now. Really boom. I had a client here who him and his dad invested in just land. There's a new subdivision in Nashville. I don't know what it's called, but they put $500K down and flipped the land in 3 months for $800K.
That's it.
That's
all
it.
it takes.
That's it.
That's why real estate is the best investment that you can ever make.
It really is. Obviously, if you're smart about it, you don't stretch yourself too thin. But on that end, yeah, man. I mean, so I did a couple of those, and I'm still actively looking. It's one of the things moving to New York City. Obviously, the price points are higher, making a little bit more money. It's expensive to live in Manhattan, but for the most part, I saw my LLC set up in KC. I'm always looking to invest in things back home just because the money makes sense. It's faster, and it's one of those growing cities. Even Cleveland's big right now. So there's those pockets all over the country. So especially if you know people in those markets that you trust. Yeah. A general contractor. You know a property manager if you want to do a buy and hold or something like that. Somebody that you can trust that's kind of not going to screw you over. It makes sense.
So let me ask you a question. You've been in the New York City market for a little over a year?
3 years.
Oh, okay, so 3 years.
So I've been here 3 years.
What was your first year like when you got to the city and started dabbling into real estate? Because it's two different animals. You can't compare them whatsoever.
I mean, it's insane, 100%. So I I moved out here. I passed I took the online class, passed my course, did all of that, whatever, and I just made a plan to move out here. And how I met Niall was before I moved out here, I was like, all right, it's a completely different market. Absolutely, there's nothing, condos, co-ops, buildings. You're not selling, single family homes in the city. So
Penthouses.
Right, exactly. So I would, try to digest and take in as much information I could about the city before I moved out here. And Niall was on a podcast I listened to a lot, and so when I knew that, I followed him on social media, I was like, dude, this guy's batshit insane. And he is. Dude, he's crazy. This is exactly somebody, I want to be around. And he was looking to hire new agents. So once I knew I passed my course and everything like that, I moved here, 3 suitcases, didn't know a soul, just threw them into an apartment. It was like,
wow.
Yeah, man, really. And I DM'd him on Instagram. I was just like, hey, man, I saw you were looking, to hire, blah, blah, blah. This is whatever. So I met him. We actually have a rental building, the Lewis Steel building in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, 83-unit building. And he was like, yeah, come meet me over here. So I met him there. I was like, it's like, how's this going to go? He's like, hey, man, so I'm going to Burning Man. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. If you can do this, this, and this, I'll give you a shot. I was like, holy shit. All right. I have no clue what I'm doing. He's just like, go look at, a bunch of different buildings and, report back. What do you think? And how the rental market is here or in our building compared to other, competitive buildings in the area. So it was kind of all about, doing that. But so for here, the rental market is a thing. It's nowhere else. So that was my training ground at that building, was hustle and bustle, trying to do quick deals, learning how to show. The speed of everything really is something I really picked up on, because obviously in Kansas, slower.
More chill.
You're, drinking coffee with them, hanging out. It's such a longer process. And so that was something I really had to.
Here's fast-paced.
Fast-paced. In your face.
City that never sleeps.
Never sleeps. And it was I don't know if you, so there's the L train in, that goes from Manhattan to Brooklyn, Williamsburg there. So it was shutting down. So not only did I just move to the city, this guy's, training me at this rental building, and the market in Williamsburg's tanking because everyone's scared that the L train's going to shut down. So there's no transit into the city now.
Damn, that's
it's prices went way down. I started officially in September. I didn't do my first deal till mid-November. That was rental. It's
Yeah, usually rentals are quick,
fast. So it was a real wake-up call right off the bat. Awesome building, but the market's tanking, and you really don't know how to do business here because you've never, you're not selling single-family homes in Kansas. So it definitely woke me up, and it was a great, literally, Niall would tell me all the time, he's like, dude, this is a great training experience because you're going through it right off the bat. And
a lot of pressure. You have to survive. You have to.
Yeah, it's what would you do if you couldn't, because I'm sure you have a lot of expenses and stuff, so it's if somebody's in your shoes, they don't have the money to, not saying you didn't at the time, but if somebody didn't, what would they do? You know what I mean? If they were in the city, they had no connections, they had no anything, what would they do?
Right.
Tough.
The survival mode kicked in, though. a lot of people don't take the opportunity and you know what, let me reach out to this guy and see if he needs any help, because that's how you got started.
Right.
So imagine you didn't take that risk of moving here from Kansas to New York City and DMing Niall from a podcast that you listen to.
Right.
It's crazy how everything just connects like a puzzle.
Absolutely. I think that the number one thing is, especially on the newer agent side, and it might be just from our generation or anything like that, what you see on TV, it's sexy and cool and hip and everything like that. It's unless you're super connected.
It's not like that at all.
Right. The first 3 to 5 years, you're grinding. You're eating shit. You're eating ramen noodles. You're freaking hustling, trying to build up your clientele
Business.
base, your network base, all of that. So you have to go into it understanding that, all right, my first, 2, 3 years, 5 years, it is a process, a real process of getting myself in that mindset to like, because most people, is it like 90% of people are
fail their first year.
Yeah, first year out of the business 6 months, because they think that, you know, even day one, oh, I'm going to get 10 listings, I'm going to sell them all, I'm going to be a millionaire, it's going to be great.
Then you got to pay taxes.
Then you got to pay taxes, expenses. And that's in any market, not even just New York City.
True. I think, I don't know if I read this, if it was Long Island, though. I think just Long Island, or I don't know if it's Long Island, New York City, but I'm pretty sure it's just Long Island. There's over 30,000 agents. That's a lot of agents. That's a lot of people that are licensed, but majority of those people are not active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they just have their license to, like, dibble and dabble and sell their friend's real estate who lives 2 houses down from them every now and then.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's different when you're actually in the field, put it in the work, and going through the motions. Because markets change. We're coming up with a market change right now. The interest rates are going up.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. I was just touching base on that on a video I posted yesterday. We're announcing this 2 weeks after I posted this video. But, you know, when rates go up, housing demand usually goes down. This market right now, I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out because there's such low supply, but there's so many buyers. Like, I have, 50 buyers for one house that would want that house. And it's just
100%.
Where is the level going to be? Because usually the demand goes down, but there's just no inventory. Still, at this point, still no inventory. So it's just the sellers are really cashing out. Like, if you're looking to sell a house, I'm not a real estate agent, but, you know, I would say that it could be a good time to look into it. You have 2 right here. So, you know, maybe you guys could touch base on that more than I can.
Yeah, I would agree. It's going to be interesting how I think, you know, and Ryan was talking about this. He thinks that we're just now, even through COVID and everything else, recovering from 08. All of that inventory is, you know, being absorbed, and it's, for one, New York City is always going to bounce back. People are always going to come back.
You can't kill New York.
You cannot do it. It's not going to happen. 2020, I couldn't give away homes to a homeless guy on the street. You're you know, jingle keys. You're dude, don't you know it's COVID? Get out of my face, right? But it's now a lot of buyers are coming back because sellers still have to be realistic with their price, at least in the city. But if it's priced correctly, it's moving fast, and people are back, and they want to take as much advantage of the interest rates as they can. So we'll see where that goes. But I think it's going to be a major year in the next 1 to 2 years of you know, really moving back into the seller's market.
You know what's interesting about the city is that there's not to my knowledge, you guys don't do a lot of FHA loans, which is first-time home buyers.
No.
It's 20% down.
I've done FHA loan in 3 years. Man, those are great. Yeah,
It's
especially because I was young. I was yeah, dude, FHA. All my boys starting to buy. I was yeah, dude, this loan's awesome.
It still is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's still great. It's still great. Disclosure agreement. Yeah. So
what would be your advice to somebody who's listening to out of state or think about, you know what, I want to give it a shot in the New York City market? What was your biggest struggle and your biggest victory of all right, this is how it goes and this is what I've learned?
All right. Selling real estate is honestly, it's simple. It's just not easy. And people think it's easy and not simple, which means they think it's complicated, but it's easy they think the process is maybe more complicated than it is, but they think it's easier to churn out deals. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but you have to grind. You have to grind. You have to go into it with the mindset that first off, I would suggest anyone getting into real estate really, I took a year plan. It was a year-long plan before I knew I wanted to get into this, because you can get your license fast. So people just make a quick decision oh, I'm going to get into real estate now, and don't understand what it goes into. And I think that's why most people fail, because you can get your license pretty quickly. You have to go into it understanding that, one, I wouldn't have a day job or anything else. You need to get into it right off the bat. You know, bartending or you know, doing something where you can easy bounce out for easy cash is all right. But really, if you're going to go into it, you have to go full in, you know, full steam ahead, and really understand that you need to work minimum 12 hours a day, every single day. every single day, not take a day off for 1 to 2 years, and you will see the pop. You will see the progression in your business. It's
The
just
results. And that's what it is. It's a business. A lot of people don't understand that. They think that it's, like I said, like a job, but it's not.
it's not a job.
No.
It is a lot. Selling real estate is a complete lifestyle.
Yep.
I'm not doing brunch on Sunday. I'm not like, if I'm going out like for business reasons. Like there's somebody there, there's a client there. Like I'm not just going out to have fun. Obviously you need to, relax and release a little bit, but especially in these first, like I'm at the end of year 3 in New York City. I'm just now starting to see those connections that I made first year I was here starting to pay off and starting to do transactions with those
Following up is major key.
100%.
You have to keep following up because you have to nurture those leads. Everybody's different. Like 2021 last year, I closed about 4 or 5 deals that I was keeping in contact with people from like 2016, 17, 18 that decided, you know what, now it's the time to sell. So you have to be on top of them and be persistent. I mean, I've been licensed since 2016. 2021, I sold my first $1 million listing. Now I want to change my bio to luxury agent. So
Hey, exactly.
luxury
baby.
broker.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Why not? And I think that you touch on a good point. You are a luxury broker. You're a luxury agent.
Yeah.
You are.
Serhant
Right.
cosign.
So,
Boom.
yeah, you are, man. Exactly.
And we're
Exactly.
Serhant affiliates. We had Kyle
Right,
Scott
dude.
on here, which is pretty dope. It's
Yeah.
crazy how much power podcasts have.
Yeah.
Has.
Well, especially in today's age. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
huge.
it's going, and you can get information so fast now, and podcasts and videos and marketing yourself like that. But I was just learning. I was just absorbing as much information as I could. And sometimes it's overload, analysis paralysis. We've all seen it. Like, oh, I need to know this, 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 and this. Like, not really, because I've only been in the business a total of like 6-7 years, but I work directly with Niall. I've worked with him for 3 years. Like every single deal's different. He still doesn't know anything. He would tell me all the time, "We can cuss on this, right?"
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like he would tell me. He sat me down one time. He's like, "Dude, Samir, like you're not shit. So don't let anything, cloud. Like, oh, what if I do?" Like he's like, nobody cares what you're doing, so just do it. He's like, nobody cares what I'm doing, and I just do it. And then eventually people care. But they care because you're doing the actions. If you wait to do something until, oh, I think I've gotten to a point where now this is valid, or I've gotten to a point now where, I can say what I'm going to say. He's like, dude, nobody gives a shit, and nobody knows what's going on. He's always like, and that's true. Like, nobody can tell you, what to expect for yourself, or nobody can. It's the business. If you understand and stay in the guidelines of the business, do you, and that's kind of an overused term, but like whatever you want to see for yourself, you can do it right now. That's what I'm saying. You want to change your name to luxury agent? You're a luxury agent. Who gives a shit? Because you are. If you truly believe that, you are.
I think that speaks volumes. I think that phrase, like that, I kind of use that kind of to my sense as well.
Yeah.
It's just like, like I'm posting these videos. Like I used to care about like what like people who I knew might think about it and stuff like that. And I started realizing that I just like don't care anymore. It's just like, what is that? How does that affect me at all? It doesn't. You know what I mean? Like if they think, oh, this video is so weird, I'm just like, all right, cool. Show it to your parents though. Like, like get me some deals or something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people think as long as you are backing what you're doing, and it's our business. Every individual who's in the real estate game has their own business, and you got to promote it. You're your own biggest fan, So
Exactly, and that was a big thing for me moving here, was what is everyone like back home? Because most of my followers, everyone was mostly back in Kansas, and I was like, I don't want to post that. It looks too flashy. Or I don't want to post this because it looks like that or whatever. But and now I tell me all the time, like, dude, you're not in Kansas. Like, who gives a shit what anyone says from back home or anywhere else? Like, parents, friends, family, like, if they care about you, they care about you. If they don't, they don't. Anyways, like, who gives a shit? And haters are good for your business anyways. Because if you don't have any, you're really not doing anything worth anything anyways. So why not post it? And it's funny because, like, it changed. Now I'm posting all the time, and, you know, I go back home or anything like that, and it's like, oh, dude, Samir, you're killing it. Like, you're crushing it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I am. But at the same time, I'm not anywhere close to where I want to be. So all those things in my head that I thought people were going to judge this or, you know, oh, it's not going to look good or I'm not going to get too many likes. Like, who cares? Because when I go back home, the people that cared about me before, like, they still do. And they want me to succeed. And the people that don't, fuck them. Who cares? Like, you know, but it's like, and they have that perception like, oh, because in New York City, everything's bigger. You're killing it. But, like, in your head, you're like, not really. But, like, if it looks like that, you know, fake it till you make it kind of, it's great because I am grinding and I am putting in the work. So if you know you're doing those activities, like, you can be okay with yourself and feel comfortable.
100 agree. It's 100% mindset. 100% mindset. I mean, you guys are crushing it. What are new things that we can expect from you guys at Serhant and the team that's growing? Because now there's a team of total of 4, right? Yeah.
So we're a total of 4. Looking to grow. I think we might hopefully get to, you know, 5 or 6. Maybe add a couple of people this year. Now, you know, we're really building something great. Now taught me kind of the whole aspect of the business. You know, rainmaker aspect, and now like. I can come in and we've set all of the systems in place where it's like plug and place, and I can manage other agents coming up and, you know, learning how we do the business. But at the end of 2021, we really got into the new development side of things at the company because, one, like me and now we're always grinding, we're always working. So like while other agents were off and you know, in Miami or doing whatever, like we were here grinding and working and covering different buildings for our company and, you know, really diving into the new development aspect of things. And I don't know if I can divulge it. When does this come out?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? All right. But yeah, we are potentially exclusive. Our team is getting our first new development project in Brooklyn.
How much?
This year. It's going to be, it's on the smaller side in Brooklyn, but it's going to be 10 to 15 units, 10 to 15 condo unit building in Brooklyn. And yeah, you know what?
Yeah, there you go.
There it goes. It's time. 10 to 15 units.
Hey! Let's go. So it's our first new development project with Serhant. So
that's awesome. Man.
That's awesome, dude. And it's really just off. Yeah. Round of applause for that.
Of course.
So, but yeah, it was just about putting in the work and showing, you know, upping our level just a little bit more. And that's why we moved to Serhant. We didn't stay stagnant on what we were doing. We were really crushing in the Brooklyn market. You know, I was more, you know, East Side Manhattan, from Upper East Side all the way down. Also Williamsburg, Greenpoint, Bushwick area. And now, like, that's why we're growing our team, because we want to have agents geographically placed all over the city. So
getting all that market share.
Dude, it's all about takeover, baby. You know.
That's what it is.
The Lundgren Team is going to take over.
The Lundgren Team, we're here.
2022, we're leveling up again.
Another
one.
I love that.
Anything you can leave us off with? We appreciate you coming. I know it's a long drive. And,
I appreciate you guys having me on. For newer agents, though, or anyone in real estate in general, if you're looking to get into it, I think as a newer agent, just up and coming, put in the time, put in the work, find somebody that can really mentor you about the business, and that's what kind of made me successful. Like, find somebody that you can see yourself in and that had the same aspects and goals as you, and just put in the work, and I promise you it will turn out all right. You will get it done, and that's it. That's all what we're here to do.
Yeah, man. We're excited to have you on. We're excited to see what you guys do next. Congratulations on this new development deal. We appreciate the exclusives. And if you're a new agent that wants to get into New York City market because you're looking to expand the team, or if you're already in New York City, how can they reach out to you?
You can reach out to me, Samir Vogan, SAMIR, VOGAN, on Instagram. Yeah, DM me. That's what I did. And look where I'm at now. So, and some agents do that. So yeah, definitely hit me up on Instagram, or Niall Lundgren on Instagram, or And yeah, we'll take a look. We're meeting with agents all the time, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have the final say in everything, but
let me speak to Ryan.
Yeah, it's like we got a couple more levels, but absolutely, man, we're always looking for new talent. And that's Serhant in general. I mean, if you're really willing to put the time and the work in, one, you're gonna make it. Don't let anyone tell you differently. And two, love to have a conversation with you. And even if it doesn't work out at Serhant or anything else, man, I'm always looking to help people that, you know, were in the position I was in, and I'm always looking for mentors that are above me, and that's kind of what you got to do. Give back and also reach higher levels and bring somebody else up with you. So that's
Love it, man. I love it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, man. Subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Share this episode. A lot of knowledge in here. You know, we're Serhant verified.
Yeah, I mean, look. Luxury agents, luxury mortgage guys, we're luxury, baby. Luxury. That's it, luxury. Living the life.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like our team, goals to do 100 mil this year. It's like, fuck it, let's do 200 mil. Who cares? I mean, who cares? Who cares? All right.
Yeah, awesome, man.
All right. Well, that was the latest episode of the Real Estate and Chill podcast. Thank you again, Samir, for coming on. We will see you next time. Awesome.
Yeah, that was dope.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate and Chill podcast with James Chaudhry and Kevin Iglesias. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends, your enemies, your mother-in-law. No, seriously, this podcast is so fucking good, you might want to tell your ex. See you next time.